to live with others. But when these words fell into Bo Jing's ears, it wasn't the same thing anymore. Bo Jing looked at the pitiful female pleading with him and was somewhat stunned. What did she mean by only wanting to live with him alone? Was it the meaning he was thinking of? Bo Jing's hand unconsciously clenched. His eyes somewhat dared not look. Yi Shan, why do you only want to live with me? Aren't there still Ji Jiangqi and the others? I know. Yi Shan also disliked her own socially anxious nature, but I really only want to live with you alone. As she spoke, Yi Shan even held Bo Jing's hand, gently rubbing it, soft and hard. The moment they touched, Bo Jing couldn't help but blush. He covered his mouth with his hand and coughed awkwardly. Then let's stay one more night. The last night in the ancient beast world. Yi Shan wanted to find a comfortable place to sleep, but accidentally entered the loyalty tribe. Oh, what a coincidence. We meet again. Tu Mi didn't expect to run into the two of them again so soon. She walked up to Yi Shan and asked if the mission was completed. As Tu Mi approached, Yi Shan instinctively took a step back, because there were way too many people behind her. At least 10. Just looking at them is enough to make one dizzy. It's been done long ago. We're staying one more night and leaving tomorrow. Tu Mi's eyes lit up. She had long been tired of the life here. That's great. I'll go back and pack. Would you like to visit my territory? Yi Shan naturally wasn't willing. She just wanted to quietly spend the last night. We'll just find a random place to stay. Yi Shan pulled Bo Jing along and quickly slipped away toward a less crowded area. Finally, they found a hidden cave in the east. She let go of Bo Jing's hand and hurried to the cave entrance, carefully pushed aside the vines at the entrance. The space inside wasn't very large, but it was enough for 2 people to sleep. Bo Jing, come here quickly. All right. Bo Jing looked at his empty hand. The warmth of the female still lingered on it. He brought it to his nose and sniffed. He could still smell the unique fragrance of the female. He reluctantly put his hand down. He walked in Yi Shan's direction. Bo Jing followed behind Yi Shan. They entered the cave. If it weren't for Yi Shan, who always liked looking in out-of-the-way corners, they would never have found such a hidden place. Yi Shan lay back comfortably on the ground. This kind of enclosed environment was the most comfortable. At a time like this, turning on a soft yellow light, watching a TV drama, washing a plate of fruit, and having it with yogurt would be the perfect life. As if she were at home. Yi Shan started Bo Jing. Why are you standing there? Aren't you tired? She patted the spot beside her. This is for you to sit. Bo Jing tugged at his tight tank top. He swayed his legs as he walked to the spot Yi Shan had patted. He sat down somewhat unnaturally. After spending this time together, they were no longer at odds, but instead didn't know what to say. Bo Jing was the first to speak. After we go back, what do you plan to do with the contribution points we exchange for? Without a moment's hesitation, the idea of buying a house popped into Yi Shan's mind. She was just about to speak when she suddenly remembered her previous promise to Bo Jing. Naturally, I'll buy you clothes first. Bo Jing was stunned. I can't believe Yi Shan still remembers this matter. He turned his head away. The corners of his mouth lifted involuntarily. At least she still has some conscience. He gave a light cough, hiding the smile on his face. Then after buying clothes? Of course, the next step is renting a place. Once housing was mentioned, Yi Shan instantly became energized. She flipped over from the ground and knelt, leaning in front of Bo Jing. Bo Jing, where do you think we should rent a place when we go back? Bo Jing leaned against the cave wall. Looking down, he saw Yi Shan's lovely face and the deep dimples on her lower back from her leaning posture. Bo Jing felt he could span it with just one hand. Weren't you the one who insisted on living in a 3-story luxury villa? Back when Yi Shan used to rent places, she stubbornly demanded to live in a villa. but refused to take on missions. Naturally, they didn't want to rent such an expensive place. But if Yi Shan could continue taking missions from now on, he wouldn't mind working harder to earn money and let her keep living in a villa. But the current Yi Shan is no longer the same Yi Shan from before. The current Yi Shan is the ultimate homebody with 20 years of experience and a severe social phobia. She has a very long-term perspective. How could she seek temporary comfort by living in such an expensive place? Hey, that was all my youthful ignorance. Now, I know it's not easy to earn money. I won't insist on a villa anymore. I just want to rent a place that's big enough for us to each have our own room. And is also cheap. Have you found any recommendations yet? Hearing the female speak so seriously, like a little adult, was actually quite cute. Of course I have. Ever since he was a minor, he had been paying attention to the houses on the main god star. After all, males don't have their own homes and can only rely on themselves in the future. Bo Jing sat up, picked up a branch from beside him, and drew a simple diagram of the main god star's model on the ground. The structure of the main god star is a multi-layered ring like this. At the center of the ring is the mission hall. Moving outwards from the mission hall are the first ring, the second ring, and the third ring free zone. The outermost area is the slums. The closer you get to the center, the more prosperous it becomes. The environment is better, and there are more people. Most importantly, security is better. Therefore, some powerful and influential families will rent houses in the first ring. Most of the houses in the first ring are high-rise apartments. Although the area is small, the rent is exorbitant. The rent is roughly 100,000 per month. As for the villa area in the first ring, the monthly rent can be as high as $1 million. Regarding the first ring, Bo Jing didn't elaborate further on the details, because he wasn't clear about them either. After all, very few males dare to fantasize about living in the first ring villa area in the future. The second ring is specifically for residential purposes. It has a variety of apartment types, and the rent is relatively affordable. I previously looked at a unit type called Bohemia Garden. It's very special, with 5 bedrooms, bathrooms, and 1 living room. If it's well renovated, it should be quite nice. The monthly rent is 30,000. Bohemia Garden also has duplexes. Monthly rent is 50,000. Bo Jing secretly observed Yixin's reaction. He noticed she was listening very attentively. Only then did he nod with satisfaction. He continued, saying the houses in the third ring are the cheapest. The average monthly rent is 5,000. But there are very few housing units. They're almost all fully occupied. If you want to rent now, you probably need to make an appointment. But the safety level is not high. If the insectoids attack, the first to suffer within the third ring would definitely be the third ring itself. Yi Shan heard something unfamiliar. In the original host's memories, there was nothing about insectoids. Guo Jin almost wanted to mock her, thinking Yi Shan didn't even know what insectoids were. But then he understood. That's right. After all, Yi Shan is a female who just reached adulthood. Females are raised in the first ring from childhood. They hardly ever come into contact with insectoids. Plus, insectoids have rarely invaded in the last 10+ years. Probably many females don't know what insectoids are. Although the main god planet is currently the discovered planet most suitable for living, the main god planet still has 2 drawbacks. One is that the main god planet lacks resources. That's why the mission system exists. Everyone takes on missions on other planets to obtain resources in exchange for contribution points. The main god planet uses these resources to develop the planet. And the other drawback is, near the god star, there is a dark star. The Zerg live on the dark star. These Zerg have the ability to travel short distances through space and time. They cannot travel to planets that are too far away to plunder resources. Thus, the god star became their target of attack. Yi Shan listened with only a partial understanding. Although she had never seen the Zerg before, she had watched sci-fi movies. She guessed they were probably those many-legged, gigantic arthropods. Roughly understood. Please continue talking about the houses. You just mentioned the third ring. What about the houses in the free zone and the slums? The free zone has rugged terrain and a harsh environment. It's too far from the planet center, not suitable for living. Therefore, the Federation designated the free zone as a military training base. Of course, every clan can also build their own houses in the free zone, but if they are accidentally destroyed by the military, they can only blame their own bad luck. The slums go without saying. That place is the God Star's garbage dump. Not even the military goes there. So males with no money will choose to build houses in the slums, to live there. After hearing Bo Jing's explanation, Yi Shan seized on a key point. So the houses built in the free zone and the slums belong to oneself and don't need to be rented? Bo Jing nodded. In principle, that's correct. This is a bit of a dilemma for Yi Shan. As a creature who has lived on Earth for many years, the concept of buying a house is deeply ingrained in her. A rented house always feels insecure. So, if we had the money, could we build a house in the slums and the free zone? Bo Jing heard this. Yi Shan still wanted to build a house in the free zone and the slums. His eyes widened abruptly. He even dropped the stick in his hand, flung it behind him, grabbed Yi Shan by the shoulders, and shook her back and forth frantically. While shaking, he kept muttering, trying to make Yi Shan see reason. Do you have any idea what you're saying? Building a house there? Do you want to smell the stench of garbage every day? Or when you're sleeping, get blown to dust without a trace? Do you have any idea how I feel every night when I'm trying to sleep and hear males pissing outside the house? Do you have any idea? Yi Shan felt like her brains were being scrambled from all the shaking. She was just saying it casually. Why so dramatic? Big brother, stop shaking me. Yi Shan was just about to explain, when Bo Jing suddenly furrowed his brows tightly. The hand on her shoulder instantly moved to encircle Yi Shan's waist, pulling her into his embrace. His other hand covered her mouth, and he signaled with his eyes that there was movement above them.